Seeking or Shalonda, and I'm back. So yeah. Yeah. So I'm just thinking, right? I was gonna do something today on like New Year's. Well, no, I'm apologies. I was gonna do something on the new no on Little Mermaid, okay? Speaking of like the instance or a situation, with Ursula, whatever. I don't know, it was just on my mind today. Something about like standing your ground or on your feet or something had me thinking about the Little Mermaid, and again how the sea witch ended up with her voice, like that the mermaid made a deal with the sea watch or the sea witch in order to get her legs or whatever, right? And I don't know. I don't know, it just had me thinking about a situation, just like I said about like I don't know, whatever I feel may have been going on. Again, just like that whole copycat energy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, again, I'm just like over it at this point, moving into the new year, thinking about things in a different light. But like, I don't know. There's a situation or whatever that occurred. Hold on one second. All right. So again, there's a situation that occurred again recently. I don't know, it's kind of personal or whatever. But again, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I like to talk about and share things that are kind of like real life, on the platform. I feel like whatever the monitoring spirit or whatever that's been around, there's nothing to kind of like hide or whatever at this point. Especially with this situation. Because again, we're just trying to figure things out. So yeah, a whole bunch of energies, like I said, with the ancestors are sensing or feeling or seeing and just noticing again, like absent energy lately. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull one of these postcards from Spirit. It reminds me of like postcards or messages from the ancestors. Okay. So again, this one is Dear You. And again, apologies. I don't have my glasses. I lost them. Hold on one second. All right. Yeah, I lost them. So I don't know exactly what happened to them. And I'm a little upset about it. But anyway. So again, it says, Dearest You, we are sending you waves of love and joy as we watch you reap the rewards of your tenacity and faith. We know how long it has taken you to reach some of your goals and that you've had disappointments along the way. Right now, we suggest you take a deep breath and fill yourself up with gratitude. Again, and I feel like that is just like the major thing right here today is just gratitude, especially to the ancestors. Right? And it says, and tune into the vibrations of well-being. Temporary conditions may be trying to hypnotize you into seeing something else as your reality. Ooh, okay. But we know that happy rewards are on their way to you even now. Oh my goodness. Okay, because I was, what I'm saying, this is the energy I was in. So let's just see, okay? Change is the only constant. So be open to it. You will achieve your dreams and more, we promise. But most importantly, your happy reward will be gathered up in the smallest moments, the gentle breezes, the soft kisses, and the quiet commitments. Your happiest moments will be on the journey itself, not in arriving in any destination. You are surrounded by so much love and care. Can you feel it? Or can you feel us? Okay. So again, yeah, that's the kind of energy or whatever. So again, I was dealing with the situation. I don't know, like again, I was sitting there getting ready or whatever, and that song Emotions came on. Emotions make you cry sometime. And emotions, and again, I don't know, I guess the way that I feel and I deal with emotions may be a little different than other people. Again, just I don't know. And I think now more than ever, because again, I do know one aspect of this has been like a show being put on, and again, certain energies wanting to, like, I guess because I do have somewhat of a hard exterior because of the journey, like to see me kind of upset or in my emotions, or crying or whatever. And it's just like, for a while, I'm just like, I'm tired of being, in that energy or whatever, where I have to be the one that has to be like, excuse me, the bearer of bad news, or exposing things. I don't know, it comes with the territory, but it's just like, sometimes it can be kind of tiring or whatever. And so, yeah. So again, I don't know, with this energy here, I still have cards laid out from the other day, and with this energy here, it was making me wonder what this was and what was it all about. But it just made me think again, maybe, what I'm saying, that again, some of the things that I've been sensing, or some of the things, like I said, that come with like some things, like messages and stuff and lyrics and things like that stick in my mind or whatever. And then again, just seeing a sense of duality with, again, what's going on here in the 3D around me immediately, and also what's going on in the other realm, or in, the mind telepathically or whatever. And so again, I don't know, like something that has me already just like kind of like in my emotions. And this is kind of like a personal thing, but I was getting dressed and I could not get these cards off my mind. So I said, let's go ahead and go down here and talk about it. And this, and again, I guess the movie that we're going to be kind of looking into is Moana, because my granddaughter was watching it the other day, and it always gets me emotional on the part when her grandmother came and met with her on the boat. And she said, pick some, and she was telling the water, like, pick somebody else, I can't do it or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? I've been on that, I've been in that energy like several times throughout this journey. I feel, but like lately, that's just kind of like where I was. I feel, because again, I was just having like a lot of, I feel like chest pains from maybe even just like holding in certain energy when it comes to heartbreak and all of the things like that, the scars or whatever that are going to be left by the people that you meet, along this journey or whatever. But I'm like, I came this far, I feel like I'm just still in this sense, like, okay, I needed that time or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So again, I don't know. It's kind of like nerve-wracking to me. And this is kind of like a different message, and it is kind of emotional or whatever. Because again, these are just cards that I had here still since the other day. And something about this defense mode with this union, right? And then this Queen of Pentacles energy here. I mean, not Queen of Pentacles, but I think it's the Nine of Pentacles, right? Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. Excuse me. And just dealing with also this energy, and kind of like realizing or whatever that, sometimes there's certain things that's going on in close family, because I feel like for me, it's been very upsetting to me, because I felt like, a lot of times there has been like a harsh treatment, I guess, when it comes to my energy, because, like I said, being a whistleblower or a truth speaker, in the past, I think it let the dogs out on me in this realm, to kind of prejudge or kind of misunderstand, or again, to lead some form of a, like I said, I feel like, again, certain communities were weaponized to come against me, right? Because of things that I was speaking of, I used to speak of in past videos. And so I feel like, again, there was something that happened with a rumor or whatever last night about a cousin and a masculine, right? But in the 3D, right? Like in my real life, right? Because again, this journey has been me sharing my story or whatever with you guys, because again, just speaking on it, on like the real life things that are happening on this realm that might be affecting people on a day-to-day basis, that are really important, because again, it has to do with justice. It has to do with, again, righting wrongs, and pointing out things that, again, are used and weaponized and used against individuals for speaking their piece, freedom of speech. So you know, it's not just because I'm just like whining about my story. No, these are things that, again, are going to carry on into the future and with our children that people are using, again, in order to vilify individuals. So, again, you're fighting that battle and then you're dealing with the ancestors and they're telling you to get back up and you're just tired, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like all this energy. So, again, I came down and to do the video or whatever, and then karmic relationships was sitting on the floor, right? So, again, that whole heart achy kind of energy, right? And then the ego energy here, like I said, it seems like it's talking like something maybe like Anunnaki energy or whatever. And then, you know, I'm just a little bit like, oh, okay, because I came down and then we see the dawn, right? A new beginning, but it's upside down. And it's almost like, what you trying to say? Right? So again, new moon and a promise, right? Okay. And so, excuse me. So, you know, like I said, this is kind of like you know, a general reading. I mean, not a reading, but again, we're just using these cards or whatever. I don't know. I'm just looking into something with energy or whatever. So, you know, and like I get everybody's journey is different. And again, like I said, I feel like that whole nakedness of the star card, you know what I'm saying, is was a part of my journey or whatever. And I'm just trying to leave everything that have to do with that particular type of thing in the past. And I'm trying to just step over. Again, we have these cards still sitting here. The Shekinah, time to cross the threshold, right? So again, and we also say she who rules the owl brings justice, right? And again, this is kind of funny to me because it feels like, again, unbeknownst to me, possibly energy is reading to me that, again, because of whatever things have been done in the past or whatever mischief I feel, again, because I'm feeling Maui energy here. So again, a mischievous energy here. Matter of fact, a great owl, like a big hawk just flew over my car today. And then I saw an owl in a tree behind the house. But again, it's almost like that. Like, it's kind of like that energy. It's kind of like maybe possibly, you know, a masculine. I'm getting like an energy of like, you know, I went there and I'm going back. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, like I just can't, you know, all my whole thing is, again, because this is dealing with close relationships, even though I feel like, you know, shady things have been done, you know what I'm saying, to keep me in the dark or whatever. I still feel like, or to keep me trapped, like, I feel like in a snare, it just feels like it's never been able to be a barrier to actually really stop me. And I think it's important to share those kind of stories with people because, again, some people get to that point where, again, they want to give up and things like that. So that's just kind of like why I share the story the way I do. So again, so it says Lolo stand in the light, okay, and sage of higher knowledge, okay, which is also has an owl energy here. So yeah. So again, I try to keep it like as real as possible. But again, I feel like a lot of things around me says that's not a good idea, right? To share the story that way. But it's just like, again, like no good thing shall be withheld. Okay. So oh, this is a beautiful card. Seem like the ancestors are there and all the animals and things like that. Beast of the field, follow the air energy. Okay, so again, yeah, so I've been like I guess, like, again, my story has been a little bit slightly different because of my lifestyle or whatever prior to this awakening, and then things that coulda, woulda, shoulda been possibly done differently again throughout this journey. I guess, again, dealing with possible trust issues again, some of them rightfully so, and some of them I could have worked on a little bit more, you know. It just feels like I'm just at a point where I'm just like in a whirlwind and I'm just like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You know, I'm kind of just letting, again, the energy flow here. But there was something very specific about the movie Moana and the whole Aquarius energy, right? Because I feel like, again, sometimes I tap into many of those energies. Like, I'm looking at like the Aquarius energy as, yes, it's somebody's zodiac, but it's also an era or a time or an age, right? So again, I had to look at it and I realized that, you know, one of my grandmothers was an Aquarius, right? But I didn't even notice that, right? Until again, there was rumored a situation, right, within the family with, again, I guess, I don't even want to, yeah. So I guess yeah, yeah, there was a rumor about a situation, whatever, with, I mean, it's just, I feel like I've been asking the universe to give me answers to things that have been on my gut. Because again, with me, the way I see is more on a wide scale, I guess, when it comes to like systems and history and biblical and, things like that or whatever. That again, it was something in here in the Coburn Bible that was saying something about focusing on one thing. And, what I'm saying? For instance, for me, it's been love, I think, that I was focusing on more than anything. But then again, being afraid to be bound to it without, again, anything tangible, right? And feeling as though, again, with this twin flame relationship or friendship or whatever, that because of my situation, I've had to be more reserved about it. Um, Even though all of the communication or whatever has been kind of minimal, it's kind of like I just get crumbs and I have to work with them to try to find out and go through information to find out the information. I feel like it's been done that way for whatever reason. So again, it may seem like I'm very expansive and I'm very, much in communication telepathically, but it's really, whatever energies I've been dealing with, I've felt breadcrumb the whole time, but again, I've had to deal with it and I had to go ahead and keep on moving, whatever it was. So again, I did notice again, the Aquarius energy kept hovering over today. And then I noticed again, this rumored incident had something to do with a cousin of mine that was an Aquarius that was younger. And then it made me think about more, just make a more expansive look at this whole thing, dealing with lineal ties and noticing that there's other people, you know what I'm saying, inside of the bloodline and things like that in other situations, and probably things and obstacles or whatever that came over time could have changed or adjusted something. Again, and what would be my journey is going to be my journey. I don't think it could be given to anyone else, but also, other people are going to have theirs as well. So, um, so yeah, it kept making me think about this Aquarius energy, and then the star card, right? It kept on making me think again, like that highest energy, right? But also being also an energy of being brought down low, right? But also it made me think about this energy as in that hovering star could be like an ancestral kind of energy. And while I'm sitting here pouring out these things and getting the information from the stars, right? And then also, and I look at these stars sometimes as like seers and oracles and things like this. And also, again, stars. Um, Again, as above, so below. And then this star here, looking at being connected to it, but also seeing myself in nakedness where I feel like I've been put on display on some type of platforms, either for some type of embarrassment or again, just to be put on display by somebody that was wanted to, like that. And then I was just thinking like, is this more of, again, people being able to tap into your Akashic or tap into your energy, right? I don't have that gift, but that doesn't mean that anybody else doesn't have it. You see what I'm saying? When it comes to seers and things like that. But like I said, mine was more on that grand scale of paying attention to what was going on with systems and structures and infrastructures and things like that. But again, also seeing myself as that person that was pouring out water or information, in the waters when it comes to world energy or whatever. And then also on the soil or on the ground when it comes to, again, autochthonous or indigenous or whatever energy, okay? Pouring out that information and sharing that information. But then I realized that my grandma was a Aquarius. And again, it had been a little bit of time since I really noticed, like I used to every day. I mean, she passed away when I was like 16, and every day I would like at least say her name and, kind of like reach out to her. But then again, you know what I'm saying? I did find out again, this unfortunate rumor that was going on about, again, yeah. just don't know if it's just too much information. But I'm gonna say it because I feel like it was used to, like I said, while when I heard it, I feel like again, I've been going through so much stuff, it didn't hurt anymore. Like it was when I heard this thing of a, again, uh, possible situation between a family member and my ex. We'll just say that. Um, and then also automatically when I found that out, then other things started to line up with it. And I was just thinking like, is this some kind of like hateful, spiteful kind of thing in order to, because I never had to worry about that, like in that relationship or whatever. That somebody wants to hurt me or try to put me into a rage or something like that, or want to try to mess with my self-esteem or something like that when it comes to this, because again, there's, sometimes you can feel like an outcast or a black sheep in the family, because people don't really resonate with you possibly, and so people are more willingly to turn their backs or speak certain things or whatever. There was a situation again a year ago, and I noticed these situations when it comes to like platforms and stuff like that. And I'm like a detective energy, so that's why something like this is like to me, right? That again, a divine masculine, right, is attached to someone that I got into an argument about again, possibly they thought I was saying something about the LGBTQ community in a foul way, but I was just pointing something out, right? And then I noticed that again, one of my divine masculines is probably was connected to that energy. And actually they were kind of like vibing or whatever. Or again, I noticed like images of them together around the time when I started this, when this journey started, okay? I'm talking about the turbulent, tumultuous times or whatever. And so again, it made me think back to that, and then think back to these particular cousins are really close with that energy, right? Is really close with this feminine energy or whatever that we got into it, that I got into it with or whatever about this energy, about this situation. So I'm just thinking like it just kind of struck me for a minute, right? Because then again, these particular cousins would be very close, and this is where this particular rumor was centered around. So it really had me doubt again my situation. But again, like I said, sometimes I felt like it was like a spiritual kind of like attack on the family, but then sometimes I felt like it was like the universe moving things. So to be fair, it was just hard to figure out because I didn't have anybody to lean on to talk about these particular kind of things at that time. But again, I noticed that in this thing, she's bent down, she's naked or whatever like this. But then again, in this other alternative version of the card, she's standing up and she has this star on her head, right? And this is the original, closest to the original of the Rider-Waite deck or whatever. And then again, this is the alternative version, right? And so she's standing up and she's pouring water only into the water, but she has the star attached to her head now. And so it made me think like, wait a minute, is this, is this the cousin, right? And is this me? Because again, it felt like some of the information that was being said and shared by this particular cousin was personal things that was happening in my household. And I'm thinking, how would they know that? Because we don't even hang like that or whatever. So I'm just thinking like this has to have some kind of attachment to that partner, that ex-partner or whatever, so again, the room, it kind of just took me for, and I couldn't, it's something that should have just devastated me. But at that particular time, it didn't. It got me really upset, I feel, but, like I can't expect nobody to tell me the truth about something but myself. And I know there's other situations why people wouldn't want to be totally honest about it. And I can't just sit there and dwell on that kind of energy. Like, I don't want to take that into the new year. So I think this is really like personal to me, because I was thinking like, is this the energy also of, is that Aquarius energy hovering over and looking at me? But then again, I realized that my grandma was an Aquarius too, I believe, right? And so again, is this again me being connected back to her energy again? Because it made me think about like something in this journey where again, maybe a move or something was supposed to be made that I didn't make because I didn't have that much faith. Maybe I was having a lot of faith in source to a certain extent, but like I wasn't having faith in the journey. Too many obstacles started happening, had me feeling some kind of way or whatever. like I didn't want to be pushy, or like I'm pushing myself towards somebody or something like that. So I had no choice but to kind of just like, hold back, because again, it's just me that even if I'm going to be hurt in a situation, I just want everybody to be happy in a situation, and I feel like I seen like a image or an energy of a masculine or whatever that was seeming like they were in a good place, and I'm just thinking like, damn, what I'm saying? It seemed like it's without me, but I'm just happy that that person, like is happy or whatever. And so again, I don't know. Like I said, y'all, this is really just standing out to me. It's just making me think, like I said, because that what supposedly have happened, and I probably won't never know the truth or not. I mean, it's just, it makes me think again, is this energy of a connection with a telepathic or divine masculine, or is it my actual worldly ex counterpart? Do you get what I'm saying? Because there's a separation, right? And is it, and it was supposedly because of, again, whatever was going on this journey with different connections, and me coming into my spirituality again, and into my abilities and stuff, kind of just really shook things up around here with connections and things like that it just wasn't, somebody didn't like that. So but then it made me think like, wait a minute, is that situation, right, or that infidelity or that thing, something that because again, it was rumored that this is within the past year. So I was thinking, is that the thing? You know what I'm saying? That, and for me to be sitting here with this smile on my face again, this is something like a 30-year, thing or whatever. So to think that, like, it was just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? This is real life here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sensing this, something is going on, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't know. Like I said, because I'm dealing with, I feel like a tech energy, right? And I feel like I'm dealing with a spiritual energy. So it's hard for me to separate the fact from the fiction. What is somebody trying to do to break up this? Or is this the ancestors telling me that this need to be, or is the ancestors telling me go back to your old thing? You know what I'm saying? And, so again, it's been very tumultuous for me. But also knowing again that, like she says, I'm the daughter of the village chief, and that she's guided the people up into this point, right? I feel like, again, I feel like I've been, again, in a boisterous manner when it comes to, like alternative information, much information, you know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm the most spiritual and most grounded when it comes to that, mental state, right? Because I don't know what somebody else does in solitude, or what they do, with themselves behind the scenes or whatever. But again, unfortunately for me, I've sensed that there is something else going on another platform, possibly like a clubhouse or something, where people are invading my privacy. You know what I'm saying? But I also know that, again, we're dealing with different type of energy and beings here, and it could just be people that are just gifted enough to be able to peer into other people. So again, I always have to like to find that balance in between, right? And it, at some point, it was just like, it don't even matter. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter. Like, it is what it is. But I was just thinking, like, man, I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, way of the divine feminine revealed. So again, with this butterfly here and this taking flight type of energy or whatever coming off of her dome, you know what I'm saying? And then the hermit energy here. These are all cards that just have been sitting out. And then I have the high priestess here as well, with the Torah and everything like this. And, the interactions with the moon and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just like I said, this whole energy, even of what we read in the Cobran Bible earlier. And then this whole incident here. And just the whole thing about the heart of Tafiti. Because at some point in time throughout this journey with the Three of Swords energy, I felt like that's what I was going through. Somebody took my heart. But then I also feel like on top of that, dealing with this energy, right? That, again, I may have taken someone else's heart. So it's just this whole type of energy about heart of Tafiti, and this whole energy, again, with Pele, right? With the volcanoes and stuff erupting, which made me take notice. Like, is the ancestors angry, or are the gods must be angry, or, this particular, and I want to make sure that it's not on, what I'm saying, nothing that I've done, you know what I'm saying? So it's just that kind of energy there. you know? And it's just like that whole thing about just like hearing people over and over saying, you got to let go. You got to let go of something old. But I'm just thinking like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Throughout this whole journey, it just seemed like everybody trying to get me, you know what I'm saying? But again, some of it felt like very malicious. Like, again, like a sense of just like, you know, somebody want what you got, move out the way, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, and they're using their jurisdiction and things like that in order to do so. And then, you know, there's also the parts, again, in the biblical verses where it's saying, you know, go back to your first love, you know what I'm saying? Or else I'm going to remove your candlestick, right? So again, that's like, okay, what is the sense? A question was asked today, have you ever been in love, right? And me even thinking more on what love is, what is making love, what is the essence of all these things, how deep does it really go, you know, like I don't know, I've just been like really thinking and contemplating on these things. What are the different love languages and types, you know, and then how hard it is for me to even describe that again on a, when we're talking about a telepathic energy, when again things that are not tangible, again before this journey, if it wasn't tangible for me, it wasn't real. You see what I'm saying? So coming into this is just like, okay, there's something else. There's another part to this whole thing. There's something else out there. And it's not like ever I've been like afraid to express, because again, I've expressed I feel too much on here sometimes, right? But you know, like I feel like the damaging part of this has been that it's not that I can't trust again. It's just like whatever has gone on, it has just really corroded what I had. And then also I feel like a part of it is because, again, through, it's weird to even talk about it like this, but throughout this thing that there is a situation where, again, it's really open. I mean, everything that has been happening, because it was kind of scary for me at one point in time, you know, has been openly explained and talked about within the household. So everybody knows about like the whole journey and the whole, you know what I'm saying, you know, how I felt about certain energies coming in and stuff like that. And, you know, the love, uh, love bombing and, you know, breadcrumbing and stuff like that. And then actually, you know, finding something that was the closest thing that I felt in a long time to a real particular love situation, but also respecting if it wasn't. You see what I'm saying? Because nothing has been tangible for me, you know, and I don't know if it has been for anybody. Like I said, I only know what it is for me. But during this time, it felt like, again, for some reason, I was like a, and not like because not like for a reason like as if I'm toxic and it's just like me being in a situation, like even dealing with the world card energy, right? Dealing with the world card energy, just me being in that particular situation is what had me feeling like, you know, like I said, like untouchable to a certain extent. You know, just only really having a deep bond or whatever with the two wands, right? Telepathically, right? But then at some point in time, when just like I feel like all of that, something I had to put my heart, you know, not on my sleeve, but like next to the throne. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like my pineal or this energy, you know, was spread apart, many different layers to it. You know, it was kind of embarrassing at some point, feeling like, you know, why do it feels like I'm the only one that's being put on display like this? You know, it's just like unfair or whatever, you know. And then I just got with the program, was like, oh well, it's gonna teach me something. You know what it taught me most, I feel, is just being honest. Because again, that hasn't, okay, everybody got their skeletons, whatever, but it hasn't always been, I mean, I don't know major stuff or nothing like that, but you know, honesty for me is always going to be the best policy. Like I learned that because again, I don't know what it was that transformed it. It's just like, whatever I'm doing in the future, I want to go in, you know what I'm saying, completely honest. And I don't want to, you know, it can be kind of harsh. And that's the thing. You're not the fun person in the party no more when you got to be honest about things, when you got to be open about things, when you got to just say, you know, when you got to be completely honest about things and keep it real and not sugarcoat it. You know, it's not the funnest place to be in, you know? But I think that, again, I had to put the wands down. And I feel like part of it was my choice, but part of it was not. You know, I was forced to do so because of the energy and the behaviors and all of the other stuff that was going on in the background. All I knew is I was just sitting here trying to, conform and get ready for whatever is going to be going on, especially for next year. I mean, ever since like June or July or something like that, I feel like I've been in that energy. But realizing stepping away from those wands or whatever, I felt like, again, at some point in time I wanted to jump back in and grab them again, but I feel like, again, at that point in time, I just don't know. I don't want to, like, I'm somebody that don't want to be rude or don't want to interrupt, or you know what I'm saying, I don't want to feel like I'm being forceful to nobody, because I know that some of us hold a little bit more of a more dominant energy, you know what I'm saying, and I know, and that's just the last thing that I wanted to do, like intrude or whatever. But that's kind of crazy because, again, once she left and walked out of that, you see all the animals disappeared. Man disappeared, the fowl of the air, the beast of the field, and the beast of the field, that energy left. I didn't even realize that once she stepped out of it and put those wands away. But it's almost like, damn, in my situation, I was kind of like on the ledge, but somebody just pushed me out. Because I feel like, again, if this is connected to the divine masculines, they didn't want me to see what they was doing, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Again, my situation and yours might have been or might not have been, but it was just a lot of shady things, again, I feel, with mine. So it took me a little bit longer to even trust and get, I had to spend a lot of time just like healing every day, all the time. It was just a little bit, I feel, possibly overwhelming, but it just never took away me trying to be open-minded and open, and leave my heart pretty much open. But it just, I couldn't afford to keep showing my emotions like that or crying out when I feel like, again, everything is already one-sided. It's just seeming like, what I'm saying, nobody wants to seem like they're repetitive or want to seem like they're begging or crying out for something. It's just like, because I feel like some of it was kind of like, for me, like some kind of embarrassing hazing or ritual kind of energy, because I feel like, again, certain groups, like I said, was weaponized to try to teach me a lesson, right? So again, I don't know. I feel like the Queen of Cups energy also has to do with, again, some of these family members that have been peering in on me, whatever device, whatever platform they've been doing it secretly. And I'm talking about on my personal life. You know what I'm saying? Again, I felt like it was outside influences and people that are moving into positions of power within the so-called indigenous community and communities that I was in. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even readers and seers that felt some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because they could see, right? And then, I didn't really look. I looked, at a small portion of family members when I was trying to figure out, why is source telling me that something's going on with somebody, and in some feminine energy in my family. Why does this keep coming up or whatever? But then I started to look. Okay, hold on one second. Oh, here. Like, it's something that I felt like I didn't want to believe because I was just worried about so many other things or whatever. And again, I would never look at this person as if this is really happening. So I said, this must be maybe a masculine, probably telepathically communicating with a feminine cousin, or it's a like it's a divine masculine doing this that I'm not even in, contact with. We're just, So, but, I mean, it still felt the same, you know what I'm saying? It still felt some kind of way or whatever, because it's just been, like I said, for me, kind of confusing, because this whole time it's like, you know what I'm saying, these unions weren't definitely 100%. Like, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? It was new to me. It wasn't 100% that this was supposed to be something that was like that type of union. I looked at them as like somewhat of guides or people, energies, being connected to these energies, and like Maui showing me the way or whatever. It's okay. So so again, like, I'm just somebody that don't like to push the envelope. I don't like to force things on people or force situations, and except for when it's talking about, bringing justice or legalities, again, when it comes to judgment. You know what I'm saying? Not to say I'm the final call, but I'm just saying, I think that a lot of us that were whistleblower that were, and I say that because, again, it's kind of hard to do that nowadays with these restrictions and things that's being put on people. But again, excuse me, this was more my thing here, worrying about the people, like the Esther energy, that kind of energy, worrying about the people, what moves can, what pressure can we apply to certain systems and things like that, even if it's just with our voice right now, you know what I'm saying, to, right? So again, I did, I felt like the energy of that, those counterparts or whatever was there, but this was my main focus here. But again, also feeling like that star that's trapped. You know what I'm saying? But it's almost like, Source saying, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Also, like the star again on that USS Bruton seal, being trapped in that pyramid at the bottom or underneath the dog or the lion. So again, that made me think about, let's see, it made me think about the King of Wands energy, because that being or that creature that's on that seal looks like the lion, like a dragon or something, and also like a wolf, right? But underneath that entity is that star trapped in that pyramid. So again, it made me think again, if it was a King of Wands trying to keep me, safe or something like that. And me trying to wiggle and get out and trying to do all these things, you know what I'm saying? Did that cause turmoil? Was I supposed to be hidden or tucked away until a certain time? And it's making me think 2022 for some reason. Yeah, it's making me think, because again, he looked like he's on guard. Look at his fist. Right? So again, worried about justice, right? More on a like a national scale, was my thing coming into this. I didn't think that love was going to be coming in, because again, I was already, but again, seeing how this thing works and how it actually showed me things about myself and outgrowing situations in relationships. So it's not really just like an outside force. It just, like I said, I'm just seeing this whole thing as force of nature. It ain't nothing you can do about it. And again, I feel like, again, at this point in time, there has been a sense of some type of lawlessness to be able to do things and behave in certain ways that we probably, again, I think is biblical as well, that we weren't supposed to. And I feel like, again, there's some type of deadline. But again, on top of that, being frustrated because I feel like, again, I have to pick this up from other energy sometimes. So again, there's like a veil or something. So it's like, again, trying to get blind justice. Like, again, here in the original, more of the original card, she's sitting there like this. But then again, the alternative version is kind of like a blind justice kind of energy here. But she's still standing there trying to get it. But, she's, again, it's this blind energy. And that also made me think about, again, when did I feel the light kind of disappear? When did I feel that extra something? Because at first, it was the tumultuous energy. Like I said, too many downloads where I couldn't even take it. You know what I'm saying? And then again, things started to be, it's like silent night. Like things started to be quieter and quieter. And then I'm just thinking like, why don't I have, why all these people that you sent and all these energies that you sent, you know what I'm saying? Why nobody giving me like the tea or whatever? So again, throughout this story, whether we're talking ancient Egypt, the Bible, whatever, there's all these stories in here about things have been about sorcery, and things have been done again to keep people in certain things. So again, I don't cry about it. It's just me mentioning it for other people that might come on this journey that might, what I'm saying, I might be able to say something that, like may help them like see these types of moments when they appear, so that they don't make maybe some of the same mistakes that I made. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's just like when it came to certain things, as if like, traditional things like, oh, it's like, okay, so God is telling me that I need to leave my whole entire family. You know what I'm saying? So again, it was hard for me to process things like that. It was hard for me to process things like that. But I feel like, again, at this point, it's not even like that. It's just like it's a natural thing where it's just like I don't know. I'm moving forward, and whatever has to fall will be falling, and again, and I can't be so like in control to try to like figure out what the next thing is going to be, or what that platform, or what that next thing is going to be that I'm going to step on, that I, like, again, some things will be there still and some won't if you want to turn around and look the other way. It's like the pillar of salt kind of energy, like not looking back. But again, I feel like too, being that star card and being in your nakedness, I feel like a lot of energy, masculine and feminine, I feel like that was the energy, like not even complaining, just making note of it now that I'm looking at it. Let's see. that it was a lot because like I said, whatever my performance has been or my take has been on things in the past. So it's like if you want to point out certain things about us and make it naked, then we're gonna make you naked. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it made me just think about a lot of things that went on when I felt like the gates opened up on that energy where I felt naked. I'm remembering certain things and certain conversations about presidents and certain people again that I feel again within the community and stuff like that. So again, I know that there was a other hand in it, and I had to figure that out because I did, I couldn't just sit there and just say, "Oh, this is just what it's supposed to be." No, there was other energies, and again, that's just me being that kind of energy of a whistleblower and telling people, that this is the kind of stuff that we're going to be going into. This is what the construct is doing. Don't you realize it? This is what happened in the past, in order for us to call it out for what it is, you know what I'm saying? And also change it like an activist kind of energy, right? It's kind of, but the more like, deeper the connections got on in that realm, I just feel like again it did fall into this whole like hopelessly, loving connections and feeling bonded or bound to these energies in certain ways as it's like cousins or friends or again lover in the sense, and I guess it's just like I said, I'm just speaking of it in that sense because like again is I'm not saying that this was anything tangible, right? Of course, the people around me probably thought I was crazy. Actually, they did, right? um, so it's kind of hard. It's hard to talk about it. But again, it's a new thing. You know what I'm saying? And if nobody talks about the new thing, how will some people know? And I know some parts of this is meant to be private and contained. But again, other parts of it I feel is not. I feel like again, it's something to show people like like me that felt like they couldn't see all the way. Because everybody's going to be at different levels to this and they're going to be in on, different paths and things like that. So I don't know, but it made me think about again, the whole Maui incident. Cause sometimes like when I'm watching these shows or these movies and things like that, like I'm compartmentalizing, right? I'm looking at the deeper something. It's not for entertainment only. I'm decoding. It's like something that I do. And so I was thinking about the whole thing about like the end part, right? With Tafiti, right? Like I said, I was thinking Pele energy because again, that whole story about Pele and her cousin or her sister coming in and stealing her mate. And so again, it was just like that kind of whole energy too. But again, looking at it outwardly again, as some of these other feminine energies that I've come in contact with within the indigenous community, but I didn't really realize either that it could be also somebody within that with familial ties that are close. And I didn't know that again, this may be me trading off something here for something else. And that again, I may have to leave something behind that might end up going, it's just weird, y'all. This is weird. It's kind of like a little bit like hurtful if it is what it is, but like I said, I can't hold on to something if it either is benefiting me on my journey moving forward or it's just not. But then also feeling like again, stuck in a situation, right? Where you can't move and people are using that as an advantage to make it seem like you're not ready to move forward, right? And it's kind of like that, kind of like girl in a tower energy and like freeing yourself from it. But then also, you know what I'm saying? I guess it's a sense of being vulnerable and trusting trusting in something. A platform that maybe doesn't even seem that steady, right? Because everything again for me it was like like up in the air in my mind. But we think about again the whole energy of Moana and really correlating with many parts of that storyline. But also, like I said, if we're talking about lineage, again, I had to go ahead and look at it in a different way, right? As the wands being like Maui and, the father or whatever, right? Yeah, and her always going back to the water. And then, Moana telling him, you need to come with me to put this heart back. You the one took it in the first place, right? And then it made me think about the whole energy. Like I said, when did I feel the shift where I felt more guarded or protected, right? But I didn't feel my grandmother's presence there anymore. But more of a sense of source or another masculine type of energy. I don't know. It's like intertwined is like really kind of deep, actually. Because Maui needed his hook back, and Moana, they gave Te Fiti the heart back. And I don't know. I just feel like, was that energy again? It made me rethink where I'm going, I feel, with this. Like correlating with the energy of being that hook, right? That's something that, again, guides can call on to speak something into existence, or to, what I'm saying? Kind of like with that temperance energy, or that alchemic energy, right? But even now, sitting here, like, what I'm saying? Taking a break from the books and the texts and everything. When at first it was just this every single day, but taking a break from it now. Try my best not to make a deal with the devil. Right? Also, like the energy of the strength card, feeling like, again, some of these energies that were like hovering energies or whatever were possibly helpful, but then some of the times it felt like, again, some of them, I just wanted them to be gone because I felt like it was just causing more trouble than anything. But again, there's just a lot of growth here, and I feel like I haven't sat down and really taken the time to look back at this past year or two. Like the other day I was sitting here and I'm like, where in the world did my time go? Like, are you serious? Are you serious? Where did it go? And looking at it as being grateful and giving gratitude, and also like, okay, I never want this to end, or I never want to, I'll never lose these memories. Like, everybody probably don't get a chance to have this type of experience. So again, I don't know. And then I think today I just came to a reality, like, was I being, some kind of way, or just like some kind of way of like being like, I don't know, hard-headed, which could come off as feeling like ungrateful. But again, it was like a trustworthy energy, and I rightfully so. At some point in time, I was able, or I should have been that way. But it's like taking that journey by yourself, man, with just your ancestors and guides, and really not knowing how to really communicate, and having to learn and go over these stumbling blocks again along the way. Because it's not just, physical, it's spiritual, it's emotional, it's, you know what I'm saying? But, because I remember, again, starting this and being like, man, this smile can't be like wiped off my face or whatever. But at the same time, I look back and I said recently, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, it was. And the fun was gone. It just was like, again, I think the heartbreak. But I said I had to heal myself, because I had to think about the fact of, Anubis or whatever, and weighing the heart, and like light as a feather or whatever. And I'm just like, oh no, I ain't taking this stuff into the new year. Like, I only want to take this into another day, right? And maybe that's why she took the heart and sat it here beside the throne. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you can't hide it. You can't hide it. But again, yeah, I'm just sitting there and I'm just marinating, like I said, on that energy to see, what it's saying. Because, a part of me is saying, what I'm saying, maybe this means that, again, one of these masculines are going to have to, or have already. Because I feel like at this point in time, again, maybe because of the situation, You know what I'm saying? At some point in time within the past week, I've been feeling like, again, it's been some sneak moves being made. You know what I'm saying? Probably because they may be concerned about, like, maybe abandonment issues or something like that, or hurtful something. I'm just like, I'm just a big girl now, and just tell me the truth. I feel like that's where I'm at. Because I feel like, again, it's when it comes to the emotions part, I think neither me or any of the two masculines, you know what I'm saying, were good at that. I think we showed each other support in other ways. But again, that's where I'm at right now. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like to a point where it doesn't hurt anymore. I don't know if somebody's going to be honest with me again about the whole thing. Because again, it's kind of, it's sad, and it's kind of hurtful when you feel like you're the only one left out, or people are mocking you or laughing at you behind your back or whatever like that. Or want to make you hurt so they can see how it hurts, or how much it hurts, how long it hurts, how you cry. And like I just said, it's just being able to see behind that veil. That was just hurtful in a sense on its own, to realize again that people that are probably close to you are possibly, again, behind your back talking or watching you or mocking you. And then it pissed me off again to think that, again, these people in high places think that they have the right to exploit someone because of some reason, right? Because they're speaking about something that they don't want to hear. So again, that that made me mad, and not just for me, but I said, like, again, for all of us, because if it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody, But again, I've been way over that, and I feel like I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm just excited. I think about the new year. You know what I'm saying? I got new things, that I'm trying to do. And, I think right now, again, I feel like, again, that energy of seeing that, again, possibly there's been some of these energies that didn't want me to be more on that financial whatever, so I can make moves. And so again, source is telling me, and the ancestors is telling me this year, you know what I'm saying, it's time to focus on your finances. You might have lost out or left out on something, you know what I'm saying, behind because of that. But I feel like that's that one little mark, you know what I'm saying, that I need to tidy up on. But just I feel like, going through my own journey, and also being of service to others, whether they admit it or not. Heavy service at some point in time. I couldn't just focus on the one thing. But reading this Cobra, it lets me know that it's like right now it's important now. Okay, so you made it past all those things there. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time for you just to worry about that one thing. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that's what I told myself when the winter came, is I'm taking this until springtime, and I'm going to be working on what I need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? To build these things and these businesses, and, promote them and stuff like that. And then, you know what I'm saying, we're going to see what's going to happen in the spring. We're going to see what's going to happen in the spring. And then, again, hopefully, again, that that bond or that something will be there. Like, and it's just like, I don't know. But it's just like, I don't even, like, even just saying that, it's just like, what you really mean. I don't know, because at some point, like, it feels like I can't keep the two wands, but it feels like I can, because, again, one is more of a fatherly energy, right? But then that made me think about the Tafiti energy, too. And then there's just one energy or guide or whatever that I just feel like, like I said, that I just feel like I just can't live without, regardless of what. And so it's just like that. So again, having the strength to just, just be hopeful that, again, everything is going to work out. And again, I guess that's a part of forcing me to give up that control aspect. But even though I feel like I've worked on it really heavily this year, so I feel like I'm just, proud of that. But then again, there's a taunting energy, I feel like, from a masculine that is that is saying, you know what I'm saying, possibly possibly because of, you know, like again, the work I do. That if I don't slow down, you know what I'm saying, I might end up in this, right? Right? But it's almost like, or do you want to end up here? Or working on that. You see what I'm saying? So it's again, it's this is real serious stuff. I mean, this has played heavily on my real life. A lot of stuff has played very heavily on my real life. You know, so it's just like this not no play stuff. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like again, this journey has maybe been different for some of us that are have been in some kind of a commitment. And then those of us that weren't, like the single ladies, all my single ladies, I feel like again, it may have been different when it comes to that. You see what I'm saying? But my energy being someone who is somebody that was probably somewhat of a leader within the, especially within the indigenous community, with energy. I mean, with the information at least. Okay, whether people want to admit it or not. Okay. But I feel like again, they wouldn't have gave me all this if they didn't think I could handle it. So it's just like that. Again, all them things that I feel like burdens and all that stuff that was loaded up on my back is just all of that been sliding off as I walk into the new year. So yeah. So we have expectations here. So again, I'm just like, I don't know what to expect. But I'm whatever. It's this whatever at this point. All right. So we have the court here. All right. A rich man. And then occupation. So I don't know. And I feel like that's what it is. I know. I just feel like I'm going to find out more about, again, what I'm supposed to be doing here, you know, because I do feel like, again, there is a shift here. There's a shift here. Something about a small child. I don't know. And then something about a pleasant letter. So I don't know. I don't know where we're going here. And I don't even know where I want to go with this whole message. But I feel like, again, that hook, when it comes to Maui, wanting his hook back or whatever, you know, I feel like, again, I can even resonate with the hook energy. I can resonate with Moana's energy and Tafiti's energy. And then also sometimes feeling like Maui, you know, that person, that energy that might be a demigod energy, you know what I'm saying, that might have been thrown out by their parents. Because we're talking a lot about these schools and things, right? So it's kind of like, is that what happened? And again, is it because of, again, my views and my opinions on things where, again, those who might have been governing or having some type of conservatorship or whatever may have, again, or was it even, again, something else about like some kind of selfish gain or something? Right? Because again, you just have to think real deep about those things. I don't know, for me anyways, because it's just many different, like for me, I don't know, like I said, I don't know, everybody's journey is going to be different. But I feel like, again, it was a lot. It was a lot, but I felt like I was taking it like a G for some time, some point in time. But I feel like, again, some people that were sent in to, again, assist me. And I think that they just gave me their bare minimum. Right. And I just say that because I feel like I connect with these people telepathically. I have never met them physically. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, again, it was still breadcrumbing. It wasn't for some reason. And this might be for protection. You know what I'm saying? And we'll find out in 2020 what it was really about. Or it might be, again, for somebody else to get some kind of gain over. So again, you know, or just, again, sometime this past week has been a sense of control. So I had to pull back because I'm like, okay, it feels like, again, maybe some of this energy, whether it be masculine or feminine, somebody just wants to keep me in some type of trap or something. They don't want me to expand or pass go and collect my dollars or whatever. And so again, you know, like that's the kind of energy too. All right. So communal living. All right. Also like somebody trying to, again, give me the perception or something that, again, I'm stuck or I'm grounded or I'm, you know what I'm saying, going to be in a fixed situation. You know, and I feel like again, Taurus is kind of fixed, a fixed energy, but also, you know what I'm saying, I when I want to move, you know what I'm saying, I want to move, you know what I'm saying? And so again, I don't know, authority figure. So again, maybe some authority figures had something to do with this energy that I had been in, okay? So again, lessons and blessings, of course, right? And then something to do with time, right? And I just feel like again, it's a time for something else. And I just look back and I'm just like, damn, it's been so much growth, girl. Damn. All right. So again, wars and battles. Okay. And male and female. I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is like talking male and female. Like when we're looking at the image, it's showing a male and female. But then again, it's making me think about androgynous energy. And maybe that could have been a hang up for me or something to get adjusted, being in that masculine energy and feminine energy and having to flip flop it throughout this journey in order to make it through. So again, angels, right? Right. So again, for me, it seems like sometimes like that the angels or whatever will disappear when again, the divine counterparts disappear, right? And again, it was kind of like this whole thing like off on a cliff or whatever, and just like, you know, free falling, right? Again, high priestess or priest or priestess. So again, it was kind of like today I felt like again, I don't know if it was like a Saturn. I'm hearing like a big papa energy, you know what I'm saying? That was just like, okay, you know, fly or whatever. So yeah, I feel like that's what I kind of sensed a little bit today. And I'm like, no. But I'm like, okay, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't even giving no time. Hold on, wait. So I think that was the energy today. Right? All right. Because it was reminding me of like something mythical, I think, where it's just like, or something maybe like in, I don't know, some kind of mythology or something historical or something. That, okay, look, we got ancestors here, okay? Or when we're talking gods and goddesses and, you know, them rearing their children and how hard and tumultuous it is. And then, you know, at some point in time, they let them go and they never see them again. So it's just like, wait a minute, wait. Yeah. So, you know, but I guess that means that you're ready. You're ready for the next step or something. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. River and movement. And just to trust it. And I'm just thinking like how, but I'm good. I'm good. Like I'm at that point where right now it's like I just don't feel the same no more. I'm just like I don't know, feeling kind of risque or something. But I feel like again, the whole time when I open myself up to feeling that energy throughout this journey, that it wasn't really reciprocated. It was always like an open-ended something that again never had like, and I feel like it's also about that journeying, you know what I'm saying, that of being voyagers, also spiritually, you know what I'm saying, in the clear port, or again with these types of ways. You know, it's just like somebody standing there like, that's exactly how, you just won't try it or you won't do it. And so again, you know, like I said, it's just a lot of self-reflecting right now and a lot of building right now that I'm focusing on. And I'm kind of excited about it, right? But we do have sad news here, you know what I'm saying? All right, so the house, okay, and grief and sorrow. So again, this is making me think again, bad news. But I'm thinking like, don't nobody bring me no bad news. But I'm like, okay, I can handle it though if I do, right? All right. So again, we have a meeting in the number 4 here. All right, the good lady and the main female. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's making me think about some kind of third party situation or something like that. But yeah. I feel like with these things, the things can with these especially with these Disney movies and seeing them on different layers, things can be interchangeable, just like things can be interchangeable when it comes to, you know, certain when it comes to tarot or anything else, or when it comes to just energy in general. So, but that, I think that was pretty cool to see that, grandma was an Aquarius. And I think that she's been trying to get in contact with me to a certain extent to wake me up to something like, listen, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it has something to do with an emperor and this emperor, and this empress energy here. Right. But then again, it's almost like, man, when you're that person, you still have your pride and you still have your something about you. So you don't want to be somebody that, you know what I'm saying, is looked at as if you chasing something. I'm good with letting things happen. I will go through the heartbreak. Like it's not nothing new for me. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, again, I do feel like there's a moving away, but then I felt like today there was a rushing in of energy, right? There's a rushing in of energy, but it's just that. Like no real tangible nothing, or no real nothing new. It's just kind of that last ditch effort to rush in. But again, I feel like something is off about the communication. And again, it could have something to do with location, some kind of blockage or something when it comes to the location that I'm in. So I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so that was just that storyline. And it's just like, it just left me thinking, like, at first I thought, okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, with the Moana energy or whatever, being the village chief, like that hasn't changed for me. But again, I feel like the whole dynamic of a divine masculine counterpart or whatever, I feel like that's the alteration. And it might be, again, the energy telling me that I'm going to have to go at it alone or whatever, but don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Because again, even though I thought it was kind of like some kind of connection that was supposed to be like a forever thing, that doesn't mean that it went that way. And it doesn't mean that somebody has to come back and tell me or explain that to me. So again, I guess if the absence is there, I will just figure it out at the end of the day. And so it's just like, kind of like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I just think that this has been a time for revealing and healing for me. And, I'm dealing with big, major things, I feel, when it's dealing with just like possibly licking these wounds that are possibly my reality right now, that I never thought would be my reality, if you hear what I'm saying. So yeah, but it's taught me to, again, sometimes it's good to multitask, but then other times, you got to buckle down on something. So again, that's what I'm doing this year when it comes to my business or my businesses, you know what I'm saying? And then that's just it. So yeah. Again, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys later. I think I want to go back into the Coburn Bible. I'll probably do it in the morning because there was another portion of that I did want to share. But yeah, I just feel like that just is that. Like, again, it's been very tumultuous, and I feel like, again, it's been a lot of hurt where it's just like really numbed me, but it's left me open to still love. I'm not going to let that, ruin me or scar me for life. I feel like that's where I'm at right now. But I just feel like when it comes to divine masculine, it's just like, I don't know. I still feel like whatever this game is that been played is still making me second guess or question what it is or where I should be putting my energy. And I'm just like, it's been 2 years almost, and I just ain't got no more time for it. I don't have no more time to try to figure out. I should know this by now. And I feel like I get frustrated because I feel like they know, you know what I'm saying? But somebody just wants to keep me in some kind of open-ended, not topsy-turvy, like something where I can't be grounded. And for a Taurus, I have to be, especially for my finance. Like, it's, again, my creativity is affected when I'm not feeling grounded. These things are affected or whatever. So I have to kind of like go back within and close myself off to a certain extent, I guess, at this point, just to get things right. So again, take care.